Then go get it. Go get it.
Oh, we are live. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it. I thought they was gonna have a House of Dragons with a new theme music. They came right back with it. Like fuck it.
Bears.
Ravens live. Ravens live. Ravens live, baby. Skip jiggy. Well, tomorrow starts real life football. What game is that, man? Who play tomorrow night, man? Ain't that something I should know? Who got the Thursday night game, man, to kick off the 2022 NFL football season? Isn't it the Bills and the Rams kicking off? There you go. Rams, Bills and Rams kicking off. Oh shit! As we weren't waiting for the Bills and Rams to kick off, we're hoping that they patch that game like they usually do, somewhere between an hour or so. I'm hoping I wake up and I gotta update my game. If that happens, we get to start getting into it. But we're still in training camp mode right now, man. Hedda, you've been in training camp mode, since you got the game. Talk to me a little bit about. I'm not going to get into what your team and I right now, right this second, but just talk to me a little bit about the pluses of 2023 Madden. And I guess I'll follow that same question up with anything you don't like about 23. Just being in practice mode or game mode or just playing your offline or dummy league per se.
They made the mechanics a lot better than they were last year.
Agreed. Definitely.
The passing mechanics are better. The running mechanics are better. It's almost a totally different game from last season, but there's a lot the same. A lot of it is the same, and then a lot of it is different.
Right. Now I know you had to leave last year on the 5 and 22. What is by you playing all year last year on the 5 version? It still feel like this game completely different though, right? In a sense, like you get all the same like the home field shit, the things that pop up, things that I didn't really get a chance to dive into myself because I didn't play the 5 until pretty much the end of 22, 5 version of 22. But like just I think the player movement was something that I had to get used to fast. But I think it's a complete football game. I love the fact that they're allowing the players to play. They're allowing the defense to do what they're supposed to. Offensively, you can do things. You can fight for the football. You can do so much stuff. Like stick work is there. Like it doesn't seem like outrageous things are in the way. Like where a guy can control the whole field with the middle linebacker. Things like that seem like it's gone. Matchups matter, I think. You come out in a certain formation, and I got linebackers on the field. You got all receivers on the field. You're more likely to win that matchup throwing to a receiver on a linebacker than versus coming out in a heavy run formation, and I'm with linebackers on the field. Saw a lot of that. So, but like just the authentic feel that I get when I play the game, I enjoy it. I think this is really a real good game. I don't have no complaints, honestly. I really don't have any complaints. But you've been in training mode for a while. You feel like you're ready? Ready to get started?
Yeah, as ready as I'm going to get.
I know I've been in training mode. I'm ready to start, play. I'm ready to start playing people. I don't, you play online games. When you are online and you playing a pickup game, how does it feel? Like, how do you feel in those games? Like, you feel?
Let's get this shit popping.
I feel pretty confident.
Like, I don't. All right, here's a big question for you. Anything glitchy, like, far as like plays and I know this. I know guys are spending a lot of time on YouTube right now. I am. I'm just seeing what's out there, right? And I ain't really finding. I mean, there's stuff that obviously guys find shit. Those YouTubers, they live or die off of trying to find glitches and shit and things you can exploit. But like, I don't think nothing is super guaranteed. Would you agree or disagree with that statement? Like, there's nothing that you can line up and be like,
I don't think there's no money plays on the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they play the way they're supposed to play. So because of that, I think guys that are going to be successful in this game are guys that know how to play football, understand concepts, understand coverages and formations. The guys that really have a good football IQ should fare well playing the game. If they could pick two and two together, like. So I think like you could just, you know what I mean? Like, if I come out and you keep playing cover 3 on me, I can't find all right, I got a cover 3 beater that's going to, glitch you out. I got to just beat that coverage. I got to understand, concepts to better beat that coverage. And then, do you like the fact that the defensive pressure is like off the hook, or do you think it's a little too OP?
The O line, and I mean the O line versus the D line.
Yeah, the fact that the D line can get pressure like it ain't shit.
Well, I mean, yeah, and also I've seen the O line hold blocks too, so it's just a little bit of give and take and what's going on in the game.
Right, and again, it comes down to matchups too. You got a dog on the D line. You ain't getting a double team on him or helping out somehow, in some way. He's gonna eat you up if he's better than the guy in front of him. But I think the pressure is. I would say this. I don't think they have to change it. I don't think they need to patch the D line block shedding and pressure. Because if they do, they're gonna fuck something else up. But what I will say is that, I mean, how often do real NFL quarterbacks have all day to sit back in that pocket? I like the fact that you can't really, like, it ain't a consistent rollout game. And even with fast quarterbacks, dual threat quarterbacks, you can't shoot gaps without them block shedding all the time. Like, you can get in them, but it ain't consistent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, on one drive, I can drop back like I'm going to throw a pass, and you on man-to-man, I put all verticals on the field. And as soon as I hike the ball, I just look for a lane to run up and get in it. Keep you in it, do it again. Keep you in it, do it again. In this game, as soon as you start to run towards that D-line, they start block shedding. So it's not guaranteed you can even shoot through holes with guys like Lamar or Collar or any of the other fast quarterbacks, things like that. It's definitely a play from the pocket game. Would you agree or disagree? How often do you get outside the pocket?
No, I don't, because as soon as you do that, the DN will tackle you. You have to definitely sit in the pocket.
Yeah.
You have to Peyton Manning next game.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, I agree. Some of the mechanics, I mean, it's over 325 different hit stick animations and even the run mechanics, things like that. Like, it's just so, to me, it's just so, like, just feel real, bro. Just feel like they finally gave us a good product. Now, let's talk about divisions. Since we super close to getting ready to get started, let's talk about some of the divisions. I'm gonna start in the NFC West, and we're gonna go with that division and talk about it, man. Talk about it. So,
60 cut behind the lows. I love that. 305.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that shit official. Uh-huh. That shit official. All right, so the Rams. Young Camden took the Rams. He's in a division with the 49ers, which is Drew. He's back on the Niners again. The Seahawks is young Ray Ray. And the Cardinals is Falk again. Just the names that's on those teams. Is that a good division?
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's a really good division. I think it's a really good division. You start with the Rams. Again, I think they're a team that can win now, like right away, as is. You know, without doing any tweaking to it, any trade and anything like that. They're a team that can run as is. How do we like young Camden with Matthew Stafford? I think that might be a good fit for him, right? Just to, to start off. Now, I'm quite sure he's going to want a quarterback eventually with him being in his 30s. But like, I think that's a good quarterback to have to use it. The defense is really good over there for the Rams. I mean, you got the best corner in the game probably with Jalen Ramsey. You got the best defensive player in the game with Aaron Donald. You got some pieces around them. I mean, I like Cameron Akers. I think he underrated. But I do think, with young Camden on his Rams, I think it comes down to, looking past right now. What do he do when it comes down to the GM game? How do you put this team together? Because putting this team together, you got windows. You got a veteran team, right? And if you're gonna have to plug and play and move pieces around to be able to really put this team. And if you put yourself on like a 3-season, aim for 3 seasons to have this team completely his. Like, I guess when it comes down to taking your team, you take the team that's available to you or a team you like, right? You get that, and then you start looking at the team. Why did I pick this team? If I had, 10 other teams I could have picked, or maybe pick the Rams, right? And then once you fill that out, that means it's players that you want to play with right now, right? That you feel comfortable with playing with. And then you got to look at your holes. And I think we're all going to do that. We're all going to come on the game and look at the team and look at our players that we can move forward with. And then look for the holes that we need to fill. And then you got to deal with the game called bridge players. Players on your team that, are there for the meanwhile, right? They can get traded. They're probably not going to get re-signed. Those type of players. What value can you get for those guys? Things like that. I think when you line up in year one with the Rams, you're in a good situation, period, because I think you got a stout defense and you're playing with the team that won the Super Bowl, right? So they're going to come into the game, and then, everything that I've seen so far, Cooper Kupp damn near impossible to guard. So you got a dog at receiver and a guy that can fling the fucking football. So I think they're in a good situation defensively and offensively over there. Is that the best team in that division as far as Madden?
The Rams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like them better than the 49ers as far as Madden wise?
Yeah.
Talk to me. Why you like the Rams better than the Niners as far as Madden wise again?
Just the way they built. They're a good team in the NFL, and it rolls over to Matt.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I agree if they're the best team in this division as far as Madden wise. I think the Niners are fucking loaded, front to top to bottom, front to back, are Madden loaded. They got players that you play with for Madden, like that you like on Madden, and they got players that are real life dogs, right? So they got a good defense, good offense, in my opinion. I think all the way around the board. What do you think about Ray with the Seahawks? I mean, he's coming into it with one of the faster running backs on the game, with the rookie Kenneth Walker III. I mean, obviously they have a quarterback problem. When you look at the teams over here, uh, Trey Lance he should be on a prove it year, right? Like, or you think he's a good enough Madden quarterback already? Or this is something that Drew got to build when it
Yeah,
comes down?
he's definitely going to have to build him because he has a low overall,
Hmm.
and that's going to affect you in the game.
is reloaded with speed.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't try to do too much early with him. Put it like that.
I mean, when you starting off, you got. I mean, you're looking at Matthew Stafford for the Rams, Trey Lance for the 49ers. Who's the starting quarterback over here for the Seahawks? Is it Geno Smith? Is it Drew Lock? Right? I think this is the team that's like real life. They're in a situation where they don't have a quarterback to start off this with. Do you think that rookie running back over there though can help him out with not having a good quarterback to start off with?
On this game, yeah, you definitely got to utilize the run.
Right. Do you think having a rookie running back will hurt him while he's in development mode?
Oh no, he have a player that he can build with as he go along.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he'll better. I think he'll better. Not just steal wins. I think he'll better hold his season year one. I think he'll better hold it together with that running back, especially if if he's successful running the ball, and because you do got to build rookies. I know I've played through my dummy league seasons, and like it's how it was in 22 when I used to be like, yo, you start off with the rookies, then by the time you get to like week 8, 9, you kind of know what they are, and then the playoffs happen and they look like rookies again. I still feel that way, but OP. Like, I literally saw myself not be able to really get some of these rookies that I had in my dummy league to football because they just wasn't ready at all. So, like, I mean, if he can get Kenneth Walker going and develop him, I think he can hide the fact that he doesn't have a quarterback. And if he understands how to play this game, maybe he can get away. But I do know this: the ass quarterbacks play ass. They're gonna miss throws. They ain't gonna be on target. They're gonna do a lot of things. So I think he's going to need a strong run game. I do think they do have a offensive line over there. I do think they drafted linemen as well. I think he can better build himself into a similar image to how he was in 22 with a heavy run game over there. But let's just say you got Drew Lock probably going to be a starting quarterback, and then you got one of the better big time weapons and DK Metcalf. And let's not act like Tyler Lockett's not a good receiver on the game right away too. How do you make that work though, Hitter? If you had the Seahawks, knowing that you got a rookie running back that's legit, right? You got a legit rookie running back, and then you got DK Metcalf out there, but Drew Lock as your quarterback. I think he can make it work with Drew Lock.
Oh, he definitely can make it work.
But
He
what would
just
you?
can't fall in love with that wide receiver core.
Nah, not at all, right? So what you saying? Get rid of DK Metcalf?
No, not just. I mean, when he come into a game, just don't fall in love with throwing the ball.
Right.
I mean, most people when they have a DK Metcalf on their team and they go crazy, they want to throw it up there.
Most
I mean,
people
he's
that
gonna
play.
make plays for you, but I wouldn't go away from the run.
Yeah, I agree. He can win the 50-50s though. I don't think it's hard for Drew Lock to throw a 50-50 up. They got some good rookies too. They got the 6'4" corner that's flying.
Kobe Durant.
Nah, they got not the Kobe, the other kid, 6'4". I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. But he's 6'4". He fucking like 98 speed on the game.
Tyreek Woolen.
Yep, him, that guy fast to sell. So you can build him. You get his overall better. Just build and work on him. You got a guy that's 6'4" out there at the cornerback position doing some things for him. I think the Seahawks is a good team. Like, there's no real ass team in this division whatsoever. But it's teams in this division that can either jump ahead of the pack fast, or this could be an even division. I know Craig said this was a good division. He said this. I think he was saying something on the sense of this is one of the better divisions with Sane, Drew, Ray, and Falk. When you look at the Cardinals and Coach Falk got what he want already with speed when it comes down to the receiver position, right? They flying. Hollywood is fucking flying. You got, a veteran in Hop that can really win you possessions. But then you got two speed demons that's young and Rondell Moore and Isabella. That's good speed guys, right? But need to be developed. He's in a good situation. I mean, you got the quarterback. The quarterback is under contract now. He's the franchise. And Kyler Murray definitely can dual threat it, and he's a good quarterback on his game. So he's in a good situation there. I think his problem is going to be how do you get that out already with defenses already OP on up front. Get your quarterbacks. The Cardinals need an offensive line in the worst way. I think offensively they need to get a running back and an offensive line right away. And just knowing that he'll have offensive line issues, I think it'll handicap him a little bit in what he want to do play calling wise. Like to utilize that speed and to stretch the field is going to have to be, you're going to be special and have to see things really fast to really utilize it. Although there will be times where they're there. Like you just got guys that got speed over there that you cannot walk up and press. Can't play, don't play no man-to-man cover zeros and nothing like that, or you can walk by. Ollie would have walked right by your DB real fast. But I think, he get a running back, which I think he'll probably try to find right away, but I don't think he'll invest in it to the point where he's losing draft picks or things like that. I think he'll go find a guy that, that he can get pretty much cheap, maybe through the waiver signing, practice squad, or even in free agency, get him a running back to be able to, be that first year bell cow for him. But they pretty solid all the way around the board too. Obviously, every team in every division have holes that's going to have to be addressed. But with those guys in this division, man, who do you like though? In this division, is the Rams, one of the stronger teams? Super Bowl ready team and should be able to win the division, or do you think is it anybody's division?
I think the jury's still out on that. It's too early to say who's going to do what. Because you haven't seen anyone play the game yet.
Right.
You just can't assume someone's going to be good.
Right, I agree.
On a new platform, on whole new game.
Yeah, I'm 100% agree with everything you're saying. But I like that. You got three good teams with really good quarterbacks, in my opinion. Now, I would say two legit quarterbacks that's proven, and I think Trey Lance have to be worked. But I do like what he brings to the table, and depending on how Drew using, what type of offense he's going to have with Trey Lance is going to determine, Trey Lance. Like in my opinion, you got to play them like you Shanahan. Like you got to call that type of offense, like where Debo is getting the football on all types of running plays, and you utilize him in that way. You got one of the better tight ends on the game. You got to better get him involved. You got a couple of backs in the backfield that can get it done. They got a strong offensive line. They got a strong defensive line. Linebacker core is really solid. They are young in the secondary, but they can manage with that. This team I think they're ready to go. But I do think if, Drew doesn't play, in a sense, being a 49er fan, he should be trying to play 49er football. Because I think if you come out there and play Drew football, where, you're running the ball, then you're throwing 50-50s up, shit like that, that team ain't built for that at all. And I think he can lose games doing that. I think he really need to use his weapons to what they're, capable of doing. And I think this game allows that, like, to be able to use your weapons the way they really are. So you got Debo Samuels at the wide receiver position, who's pretty much jack of all trades. right? He's more of a gadget wide receiver, but he's clutch. He can play receiver on a game, but he also can give you more as a football player than the rest of the receivers over there, right? Then you're looking at Cooper Cup. To me, right now, like every time I've played, even with just playing a computer, if you ain't got eyes on or somebody helping over top of Cooper Cup, you're in for a long day. And then not only do the Cardinals got all that speed, but they got D Hop over there as well, who is going to win one-on-ones. He's going to better route run you. He's going to better go come down with a 50-50. He's just going to beat you in the possession game. He can do so much with D Hop, which you got to kind of draw attention to him, which pits Hollywood, uh, Isabella, and Rondell Moore in situations where they can be sneaky in games, man. So I like this division. I like the players. I think with the Seahawks, it comes down to how can you get DK Metcalf to football and Tyler Lockett, and is Kenneth Walker ready to be the truth over there? Because if he is, Ray going to be in good hands as well. I think this is a good division, and I do think it's way too early to be saying who can win it and all that. When you look at the teams, they all got great qualities about the teams, and then having the coaches that's actually on those teams. Like I really want to see how young Cam is going to be with, early on with Matthew Stafford. I think he really stepped his passing game up last disc. And if he can continue that, I think he's in good hands with Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford with that connection. I think he's going to. Then they got Allen Robinson as well over here, so it's not like they got some good ass receivers over here to go along with Matthew Stafford and the way he is. You're dealing with a Super Bowl winning quarterback, so he's going to be in a good situation, right, with a defense that can shut some shit down with the players they got on that side of the ball. So I think the Rams. This is going to be an interesting division. From the first 6 weeks of football, once we get started and gameplay, I think it's going to be very interesting. This is a strong division, in my opinion. I definitely agree. What Craig was saying, that this is a strong division. Let's slide to the NFC East. All right, so once again, you back with the Commanders. Is Wentz your starting quarterback year one, or are you bringing a young boy in?
No, Wentz is the starting quarterback.
Are you invested in Howell?
Yeah.
Now, I only ask because I know you are a Commander fan. Like you're a diehard Washington football fan, right? And one thing about you in the game, you really ain't into too many trades. You like homegrown players, and you like to build through the draft. And you definitely like the players that already play for your team because you're a complete Washington fan. So I asked you that with Sam Howell. I don't know if it's just YouTube talk, but they've been talking like they like Sam Howell out there. Is that true?
Yeah, they do. He's a pretty good quarterback when he come in during the preseason.
My thing is, with Sam Howell, are you going to get? Are you going to get sophomore year Sam Howell when he had Javonte Williams in the backfield with MC8, and then he had Diami Brown and those type of receivers running around? Or junior year where he goes out there and gets his ass whipped by Virginia Tech, and they not have a type of season where he's beating Miami twice, right? Or he's losing to guys like Virginia and Virginia Tech. What Sam Howell are you going to get? I do know this. He has to be built. Now, he won't look how he looks now when you first turn the game on, because I don't listen to Madden. I don't do nothing Madden tells us to do. They're ignorant, they're retarded, and just like any human, they have bias and they weird with how they do things. They have a guy that runs a 4.8 running a 94 speed, and a guy that runs a 4.2 running a 91. So they weird how they do things. So when we're done with our rookies and our first year players and rookies and shit like that, when we're done with that, it looks a little different, right? I think Sam Howell will benefit. Plus, he had a great preseason, right? And I said that's one thing that I'm going to take in consideration. Rookies that had great preseasons will get that extra bump off of what they did in the preseason, right? especially guys that came out and earned starting jobs, things like that. I just think that that's important. Would you agree that Sam Howell had a great preseason? Like not great, but like he did
Oh
his
yeah,
thing.
he did his thing. He definitely showed why he was drafted.
Right. He definitely did his thing. And it's just unfortunate that, none of the quarterbacks from that draft outside of Kenny Pickett was able to go in the first round. Some like, I mean, Malik Willis looked really good. I mean, he still looked like a rookie. Left a lot of wide open receivers on the field to take off and run. But he's special. That's a special talent as well. We all know what Kenny Pickett did. He's another one of those rookies that had a great preseason. So, we get them things. But like when you look at your Commanders team, man, most of the time, guys that are not just true fans of Washington will pick this team up because of what they got up front on the D line. So let's talk about, your Commanders team right now. How do you feel? You already mentioned that, Wentz will come into the out of training camp as the starting quarterback. That's a fact, right?
Yeah.
All right. But then you got backfield, man. You got Bryant Robinson Jr. from Alabama, and you still got, your boy Antonio Gibson there in the backfield. Before he was robbed and shot, he was the starting running back, right? Brian, didn't he take the starting job?
Yeah, he took it.
Okay. Is that still going to happen? Like, are we looking at him as the starting running back this year?
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna be the number one.
And I think with
Third
Gibson,
down, Antonio Gibson, third down back.
and then the receiver back and all that, he could do so much, man. Let's not act like he wasn't one of the better receiver running backs in his draft class or even in the league at times, man. Like he's good. And then you got that guy 41. I can't remember his name. He still plays for y'all. The guy that really catch the ball out the backfield.
McKissick.
Yeah, he there.
Yeah, he's still there too.
Oh God. I mean, when you look at the strengths of this team, would you say offensive line is a need?
Definitely. That's with any team.
Mm-hmm. All right. So training camp, you've been with the team all year. How do you feel about your team?
I feel good. I love the uniforms.
The uniforms. They might got the best uniforms on the game right now. Especially them black Jones. Them shit's official. Yeah, they got their uniforms off the hook. All right. So you're in the division with Nano with Saquon Barkley. And a lot of Madden type players over there. Pretty good speed, all over the field and in New York. And then D West, as a Cowboys fan, has the Cowboys. And then there's Boone on the Eagles. So let's talk about your division for a second. Is this a good division?
Definitely.
I think it's a very strong division as well too.
Solid veteran users.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of been around for a long time users is in this division right here, man. Guys that know how to get it figured out, understand how to play in our leagues, and get it figured out real fast and be very competitive. I mean, every last one of the guys in this division has been playoff teams, have built one of the better rosters in the league. Things as such, you know what I mean? So we got some good competition. So like you got your team, which is your team in real life. D West got his team, right? Boone went after a quarterback that can move around. And then Nano has Saquon over there. Now Saquon's not the Saquon. This is my thing though, right? This would be my argument. And I would like for guys that's watching right now to chime in on this what I'm about to say. Explain to me why Saquon Barkley should have lost his abilities from superstar to star. Tell me if you say that yes, I agree he should have lost it, and then comment why. Like, why is Saquon Barkley not a superstar? He don't have to be an X factor. I can understand not being an X factor, but why is he not a superstar? Why did they drop him down to a star? What do you think, Hitter?
This team sucked.
The team sucks?
Yeah, the team sucked. Yeah, last season they sucked.
So that's why they drop him from an X factor to a star, because it's not playing. All right, cool. I like that, not playing. So we're gonna say injuries, right? Him being
Negatory's
injured.
Alpha.
Nigga tore his ACL. Okay, cool. I get it. So injury, right? Him being injured, not really been on the field for like damn near 2 years. Uh, not producing at all, right? For the most part, drops him from that X factor to star. So my argument would be this, and this is what I mean by fuck what Madden be doing. The creators of Madden is idiots. So then why, ready? Why is McCaffrey still an X factor? He ain't played in 2 years.
That's because of the privilege.
Of course, because he's white chocolate. But of course, but you get what I'm saying though. Like if I'm helping Madden with their ratings, and they say yeah we're gonna drop Saquon Barkley, he hasn't been on the field. I'm like, well you better do the same thing to McCaffrey over there too, right? That's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna do the same thing to McCaffrey, right? So my argument would be like when I'm building these players in the league, I will have to take a look at that and say, you know, if we're gonna say Saquon doesn't belong on abilities, right? Then McCaffrey shouldn't be on ability. He ain't played in 2 years. I don't. When the last time has he even played a full season? I'll wait. And I know Max don't want to hear this shit because he think I'm probably talking like this. I'm about to drop the shit out of McCaffrey. No, I'm not going to drop him. But and if we're going to have that argument, right? Think like this nigga about to drop the shit out of McCaffrey. Come on, man. Nah, but I think Saquon Barkley should be a superstar. I mean, if McCaffrey is still an X factor, then he should be a superstar. Because they ignored his injuries, they ignored him not being on the field. He's still one of the best running backs on the game, still to this day. I think in that sense, the same thing. Saquon should be at least a superstar in my opinion.
Boy played 7 games in 2020.
Right, exactly. So that'd be something that we'll talk about in the rules chat. Like, you know, do we make Saquon a superstar because he's the X factor, or we take the X factor off of McCaffrey or something, man? Something got to give. That's just my argument because the Giants team would have been a little bit more attractive if Saquon had that superstar or even that X factor still, right? But this is still a great football team. If you look at the Giants on paper, they are flying. They fast. They got speed on at the receiver position. They're fast at running back. They got a young nucleus of weapons on the offensive line. Defensively, they have a stout defense, and then they got Thibodeau, who's going to be a dog. They got a solid secondary. I think they get like far as Madden wise. So they're not. This is not a bad team. Like this team, Nano should better come in with this team and compete because he has he has a running back, right? So I like the Giants team. I like this Giants team. Especially if Saquon has a superstar on him at least. And here we go. I thought I was touching buttons. Don't start this shit. Dancing, what's going on? All right, so we're looking at the East, right? Now the Eagles are a really good football team for Madden right now too, and I think they're going to be a really good team in real life as well. Y'all division to me, I think, is going to be pretty good this year, in real life, and then for the game wise in our little virtual world of football. Game of Thrones League. I think this is going to be a good competitive division. Last year, the NFC East was the best division because it was the most active division. Those guys all played, and then all of them made the playoffs and things like that. And it was just nonstop over there. And like you saw movement. What we saw in the NFC East. I don't know if this division. And here's why: because of D West, you're not going to have that same competitive edge in the sense of, oh, Rob just made these trades, I got to counter that and go get 2 corners, big corners. Or you're not going to have that type of movement over here like we had in last year's NFC East because, I think the West is going to end up being mad in 2 seasons on why his team asked for not managing in this shit. Like, because I'm telling you, man, managing your team is everything. That shit's just as important as being able to play the game. So again, and I like, every last one of these teams got some young weapons, got some veteran presence on their team. This can be a very good division. I think the Giants, when it comes down to Nano, it comes down to have you develop a passing game. Because stretch right, stretch left, power right, power left is not going to cut it all this long. You're not going to get away with that shit. And here's the problem with that: crossing routes are locked. They're not as good as they was. Where you run a crossing route and the shit's open no matter what all the time, no matter what coverage you in. That shit's over with. So you got to do a little bit more. And then the AI is smarter now. So the more you run something, the better they get to defending it. I like Danny Dimes because he has good speed again, and he's not a bad Madden quarterback. So, and they got good receivers over there that he can get the football to. So this is a pretty good team. Yes, they have holes, but I think the strength is on their front seven. On both sides of the ball, offense and defensively, they got good. They got an up and coming offensive line and a good solid defensive line over there. So they're going to be competitive. The football team, the Commanders, should lead the league in sacks this year. One of the top teams in sacks with that fucking front seven. Oh my God, they should just get they should, man. Listen. What was that something that stood out to you when you picked up the sticks and played with the team?
No.
In the game, not in the game that pressure comes. You didn't see like, oh my God, Sweat and Babe Bull coming off the edge is retarded. Because see, they don't just have guys that come off the edge. Their D tackles is retarded too. I mean, most guys that don't like the Commanders, like you do, will pick the Commanders strictly because of that defense. I mean, Curtis Samuel still got wheels, right? They got young Johan, my boy Johan Dotson got wheels. I mean, we already know what Terry McLaurin, is that said right, McLaurin?
Yeah.
What he can do. All right, and Wentz is Wentz. I mean, I think that's an upgrade right now from when you had last year. Would you agree that Wentz is an upgrade from Heineken?
Definitely.
I think this team, I mean, obviously, protecting Wentz is going to be the key. But I think this team could cause fits over here. Could cause fits. And then D West come in with these Cowboys. I mean, you got two good, serviceable running backs in the backfield. I don't know if Ezekiel Tires is flat yet or not, but you still got Zeke. Then you got Pollard, who got the speed. Is CD Lamb a number one receiver, though? I would think that would be my question. Is CD Lamb a number one receiver? But I do think D West, with the receiver room he has, I think D West can get it done over here as well, too, man. He's going to be very competitive. One, he's playing with his team, and on paper, for a Madden team, this Cowboy team is loaded. This team should go deep in the playoffs year one. They got everything they need to be able to be successful year one. Is he going to be good enough to steal a Super Bowl like he did last disc in year one? Would be the question. And then I would say with Boone, man, we haven't seen Boone in a while. I don't, like Boone coming, even though Boone's a veteran to the league, we haven't seen him in a while. And while Boone stepped away, a lot of guys got better. It's some good rivalries in this division as well, man. I like it. I like every last coach in this division. I think this could be one of our better divisions, depending on D West's activity. Is he going to chase fat girls all night, or are he going to lock in and play his games? Is he going to manage his team, or is he going to act like he was busy as hell, or he didn't catch this and think I must keep I tried to sign this guy back. He turned my contract down. Yo, and I missed the off season, bro. Can you put him on the list? Nope. None of that shit, Captain. What team I mean, obviously Dak Prescott should be the best quarterback in this division. We like up and coming Jalen Hurts. Danny Dimes. I'm telling you, if Nano can develop a passing game with this team. I think he can give you guys problems over here. And then with you, I think if you let your defense win you games and your offense play, just play smart football, man. Take what the defense give you. Don't create a lot of turnovers for yourself. Allow this team to just be efficient, man, and methodical and move the ball up and down the field, and let that defense rock for you. I think you'll be in a good situation as well. I really like this division. I like all four coaches in this division. For the most part, they are like is inactive as the West might seem. He still plays his game. He's just a pain in the ass, but he plays games. When he's locked in, he's locked in. He's one of the better players in the league when he's locked in. So I like this division, man. I think this division is really up for a challenge. This is going to be interesting to see who can, is there going to be a dominance, like one guy keep winning the division every year, or is this going to be something that might switch around? And you never know, like in real life with this division, somebody different might step and win it, every season, or is it going to be dominated by a guy or two? But this is a good division as well. Let's slide over to the NFC South. So this division is very interesting too right now. Right now in the NFC, I haven't really seen a division that I don't like. I mean, you got Max on the Panthers. He picked the team because this is one of the fastest teams on the game, and it's a good Madden team, great Madden team. I mean, you're sitting with 3 quarterback choices, right? You got Baker. You got the other guy that just seems to get lost in Darnold, right? But he's still capable. And then you got a rookie you can develop and groom and corral. So I don't think a quarterback, unless he just want to go in a different direction, I don't think a quarterback. And then they're going to always make McCaffrey the best Madden running back in the world. So you're set there because you got one of the better. In a game where you're going to have to check down a whole lot, you're checking down to one of the best receiver, if not the best receiver running back on the game. So you got a guy that can get you 1,000 to 1,800 on the ground, and damn near should better get you 1,000 in the air, throwing the ball to him. So I like, Max is in a good situation, got speed everywhere, got a really good secondary, good secondary. I mean, he just got to develop. He developed his team over here. He's gonna be a problem with this team. I see it being a problem season 3. Season 4 start looking like, oh my God, look at that talent develop. It's crazy. They got speed everywhere. This is a flying football team. Then you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who's the Bucks right now. It's one of the best teams on the game with the best quarterback, but you got issues with him because you got Snake on it. You can't scramble around with Tom Brady. He's the slowest quarterback in the world. He's 55. But he can make every fucking throw, and he can make your defense dumb down just by being Tom Brady. Simple as that. I like him if he got Fournette as his running back, if that's what he start off with. I think Fournette can get it done. Snake don't need much to make a good running back great. And then the receiver core plays into what he like to do. And now that this allows you to go fight for 50-50 balls, Snakes was always great at throwing a 50-50 up, and you got none other than Mike Evans that he can go throw it up to, a Godwin that can beat you on route running and things like that. They got some speed and darting in the kid, Scotty Miller or whatever his name is, that little fast white boy. Their line ain't as strong as it was last year. But then defensively, I think they're in a good situation defensively too. They got one of the fastest linebackers on the game. Snake got a team right now ready to win. And to be honest with you, if he can, throw the ball, and do pretty good. Throw the ball. Now put it this way: if he could throw the ball better than he did when he had the Cowboys, Snake can be in the playoffs this year right away and really play deep in the playoffs with that roster. Then you got Brian on the Falcons. My question hitter is: the Falcons set up to play Brian football? He wants to play man to man and blitz the shit out you. Defensively, I mean, AJ Terrell's an up and coming corner. They did have a pretty good draft. I mean, you're dealing with. I don't know if you're gonna play Marcus Mariota right away or you go with the Ritter. They both got the same type of speed. Ritter fast. They run a 4.42. They both ran 4.4s. But Mariota a little older, so he'll stay where he at. But Ritter ran a 4.42, and if you know what my 4.42 speeds are, which is real 4-4 speeds, then you know what you got with Ritter, right? But then you're still playing a rookie quarterback. But then you got a 6'5" receiver and a 6'5" tight end that's like a receiver over there. Like, I think, you know, and they also got a receiver slash running back in their backfield as well. The problem is his style of play, he like to run power a lot. He want to smash the football down your throat, no homo, and then blitz the life out of you. If he can get this team to do that, you got to better make this team that type of team. So, like, I don't know coming into year one, is that the type of roster this team has? I don't know that. But if he can figure that part out, you know, this is a good football team. The Falcons, again, their uniforms is probably the second or first best. They got good uniforms as well. They might be still fucking with the Commander uniforms, but we know he won't play man to man and send that shit. So you're gonna see zeros, cover 2 blitzes, cover 1 blitzes, but he playing a lot of man. AJ Terrell is a corner that's up and coming that can be able to do that. What else they got over there? If he can make that work, you know, we shall see. And then y'all let Jimbo get the fucking Saints, because I like my quarterback from Florida State and Winston. I don't think he's the issue at all. And I think in real life he's going to show guys some shit. But they got weapons all over the place. I mean, in the backfield. Look, bro, you got a guy that can, and Mark Ingram, that can give you the 4 yards a pop guy, 3-4 yards a pop, power running and hitting it. And then you got Alvin that can do a little bit of all that too and catch the ball out the backfield. So in this division alone, we got 3 running backs on the first 3 teams I talked about. Except for, I mean, Fournette can catch the ball a little bit out the backfield as well. But like the Falcons got a receiving running back, the Saints got a receiving running back, and the Panthers got the receiving running back. So, and I would venture out to say that Alvin Kamara is just as much a threat out the backfield as McCaffrey is. And then quiet is kept. The Saints defense is ready made right now as well. Like, they ready to go right now too. This team, I think Jimbo comes into a situation where he in a playoff team right now. Right now. And then you're dealing with a guy that know how to play football, that understand football, understand concepts. He plays the game that way already as is. So I think he's going to be in a good situation, and he's going to adapt to this game really well. It's going to be hard to stop him throwing the football. He's going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem over here. Oh, my God. And to be honest with you, I think the Bucs, roster-wise, is ready to play with the Saints. But I don't think Panthers and Matt's team over there is ready to play with the Saints. So that's going to come into play as we watching this thing develop. That's going to come into play. Because I think the Saints is ready made on the low. This is a really good football team, bro. Like, I'm quite sure guys stayed away from them because they didn't have a first-round pick. But, like, you slept on a team that's probably one of the better teams on the game. Simple as that. Like, this is going to be an interesting division, too. Because you want to know what, like, I mean, come on, Snake, you got the Bucs. Like, we expect you to be a winner. We expect you to be a playoff team. We expect you to think you can get to a Super Bowl. And then we ask, wait a minute, though, Snake. I mean, you came out of games where, you know, throwing the ball just wasn't it for you. But you will run a guy out of the gym and throw the ball enough to better, you know, keep it balanced. Let's not say he couldn't throw the ball at all. I'm not saying that. But, like, you got a quarterback that can dot the field. Are you a dotter, though? Can you become a dotter? Because you got the weapons. And this team kind of fits who he is as at the same time too, because a lot of you guys don't know it because you couldn't throw 50-50s up last year. But even in that playoff game he played Falk last year, he caught about 5 50-50s where he went and got them shits. Well, you can go get it for real on this game. So it's like, I don't know. I remember him in my division and had to stop the 50-50 ball, throw that bitch up with a double move, and he let that bitch go. Man. I think the target is Bucs Saints, best 2 teams in this division right now. Max being a good coach, a top tier coach, could he play this team into, you know, the division year 1? I think it's going to be hard. I don't think it's impossible. But when you
I
got
think Max going to play smart first season
mhm,
and position himself for a good draft pick.
possible,
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
yep, definitely is. And I think to be honest with you, now that I'm really thinking about it, I think the Saints could be sitting in that fucking Super Bowl year one, bro, with Jimbo on that team. I think they could be sitting right in that dance year one. Mm-mm-mm. I like this division as well. Again, so far in the NFC, I haven't really seen nothing I don't like. Now let's look at the North over here, right? So Shogun's got if I did a show and I talked about top five sleeper teams, Lions would be in my top five. This team is really fucking fast, but they got a lot of development issues over there. They got to develop real fast. Like this team on paper, when you just look at the core combine numbers of guys, and the speed of guys, acceleration of guys, those type of attributes, you like, wow. But when it comes down to overall, they gonna lose games because they're just not ready yet. But if this team is built right, boy, Junkyard has a ready to win right now team. Because I think even with the young receivers over there, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. You got Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. And you're not weak in the backfield. You got power back. You got good back to catch the ball at the backfield. Everything they're loaded over. This team is fucking loaded. They got speed in their secondary. They got it, man. They got speed up front as well on the defensive line. This team got it, and to be honest with you, they should win the division year one right away. I don't think the Lions or the Bears are ready, but I think the coaches can surprise us. But I do think the Vikings is a great team as well for Madden. I think this team defensively and offensively is strong enough to compete right away too, especially with Dalvin in the backfield. And then you got Justin Jefferson and Thielen at receivers over here. So Los is in a good situation from day one too. I mean, to be honest with you, Packers and the Vikings should be fighting for the division year one, with the Lions, pitting their shit together, and the Bears pitting their shit together. But I know the competitiveness in those two coaches, Rob and uh, Shoguns, they want to compete, man. They not coming out here to be on some tank shit. None of that shit. They trying to compete right away. You give Rob what he likes, a dual threat quarterback in Justin Fields. But again, protection is the key. I think they got some sleeper weapons on this team, but protection is the key. And what he does, how I want to see what type of football he wants to play over there with this team. Like, I don't know if because you have him, can you be a Baltimore Raven type style team where you running all types of read options? I don't know if that's going to work for this team, but I didn't say it wouldn't work for that coach, right? If that's something he might try to do, I don't know. All I know is that you start with Justin Fields and you build around that offensively. And to build around your quarterback, weapons and protections is a must, right? And I think you should spend a lot of time on protection. And then defensively, this team is they got stages, because it seems like they got a player at every position on the defense. Like they got somebody up front that you can work with. They got they have the linebacker and Roquan. And then in the secondary, they got a couple pieces back there that they can work with. Because I like the corner. He might not be the fastest corner, but he's a really good corner. And man, be fucking these corners, because his speed shouldn't be no fucking 80 something. But anyway, and they got two good safeties. So the Bears are in play as well in this division. And I think this division, you got Junkyard, Shoguns, Rob, and Los. I guess the main question to say is, like, look, Rob came from the NFC East and he made the playoffs a lot, right? Guns came from the AFC South and he made the playoffs and won that division a lot. Junkyard hasn't really showed us consistent play yet, but he showed us he know how to put a draft class, a team together. He did show that. And Los is up and coming. He's improved a hell of a lot. And then you're giving him a team that can compete with any team in this division. And I would say could compete with damn near the whole NFC side, just the team wise. So, like, in my opinion, this is going to be interesting right now, right? If I'm Rob, I'm thinking, all right, I'm over here after coming out of the NFC East. I should be winning this division. I don't think these guys better fuck me. If I'm Shogun, I'm thinking, Rob, you got something else coming. If you think you better than me on a consistent basis, anybody can beat anybody at any given moment, any given advance. But like, if you look at the way he played in that NFC East and that type of division they had over there, and him making the playoffs a lot, you ask yourself, in this division, you playing against two guys that didn't make the playoffs. But a guy that has to prove himself in Junkyard, and a guy that has proven himself and has gotten way better. But you should still feel superior over here in the sense of, all right, I might not got the best team in this division, but my play gonna speak for itself, and that play should have me competing for the division every year from year one and on. With these guys all having something to say about that. So I mean, solid. Like it over here. I mean, again, all of them have pieces they can look at and build from, and then they got holes they need to fill. With the Packers being that team, AFC West. All right. So when the Madden 23 first came out, all you heard was the Chargers the best team, Chargers the best team, Chargers the best team. The play style, the Chargers got the most ability, one of the most ability teams, right? But it's still a play style over here, right? It's a play style. It's a get used to. They have things you like, they have things you don't like, or they have things you like. I'm not gonna say don't like. They have things you love and things you need. I think guys sleep on the Chiefs team because Reek not there no more, but you're forgetting that, they got better at the receiver position. And then when it comes down to Madden, I mean, when it comes down to speed wise, Harmon ain't that far off of a Reek at all. Sky Moore is going to be a fucking speed demon too, because he shouldn't be 89 speed with 95 excel. He definitely had way a faster 40 than a fucking 89 speed. Think about that, man. These fucking Madden guys, well, what do they be doing? Now, you got a guy like Bo who's coming to a good football team, because the Chiefs got a really young offensive line that's good. They got a good offensive line. They got Patrick Mahomes, bunch of fucking stud and fast receivers running around. They got a capable backfield. I mean, Ronald Jones is in that backfield. Hilaire is not bad at all. And then defensively, I think, they got the pieces. And they got a little better on defense as well, too. Can you step your game up to match the team you got, though? That's the question for Bo. So I think, you got the Chiefs. Yeah, you got a really good football team playing a new dish that a lot of guys got to get used to. Can you surprise some guys? Can you surprise some guys? Raiders, Mill back. So I would say Mill will be solid eventually. I just don't know how. Hasn't been around in a while. We've evolved, entirely evolved. So he hasn't been. I think he got to get back acclimated. Get back caught up and acquainted with our league, our way of moving. I mean, he's not. He's one of my. He's one of the guys that had input in me building real draft. So. And he's been a guy that played for Super Bowls. So if he can get that team up to par and he can get caught back up to the competition in the league and playing guys and getting a little bit familiar with the competition in this league, I think he can be a threat in his division over here, right? And then young Foe, who we all saw develop a great passing game. I mean, now you come into a game that's for a passer, develop a great passing game. I just think his way of passing, I don't know if that's still available at a consistent rate that it was when he was playing with the Saints coming down the stretch in Game of Thrones in real draft. But that Bronco team is sneaky good, man. So you look at the AFC West, and to me, it's four really good teams over there. Like, these teams are really good. Like, you shouldn't have anybody that picked any one of these teams shouldn't have a problem with the team at all. Again, there's holes everywhere, right? With the Chargers probably being the more. Not only do they have the better coach, they have the better team right away. Like, this team should be in the Super Bowl right away, in my opinion. They should be planning to be in the Super Bowl right away, year one, because the team is fucking loaded already. Um, Man, but I just think this. I think everywhere in this division is a potential issue. A potential sneaky player with a good team, and with a good team. Can you not be average with a good team? Because if you could be good with a great team or good with a good team, you can steal some wins and really balance the real threat in this division, which is Craig. You can balance that if you can be good with a good team, because the Chiefs is good, Raiders is a good team, and the Broncos is a good team, in my opinion. Um, can the users keep these teams relevant? That's over there. That East is fucking crazy. Cause so look, you got Brandon on the Bills. This is a Super Bowl team that year one, flat out. This is a don't drop the ball with this team. That's what this is. The Chargers, I feel the same way about the Chargers. Don't drop the ball with that team. Really good division though, right? Black took the Patriots. The Patriots have a sneaky team, but not like, this is a team that, probably would be the 32nd team pick in a sense. But like, I think they're going to end up having so much cap space and so much movement to do so much things. And again, it's a marathon, not a race. And I think Black knows that. He's not new to the league. Might be new to some of you guys, but he's not new to the league. He's another originator. So what's going to happen with Black is he's going to come in and get right back acquainted with how we do things over here. He's going to put it together. And when you start getting about year 3, he's going to be out here trying to bust niggas' ass. But the Bills is ready to win right now. I think Corey taking the Jets was great in a sense because he can throw the football, man. And this game is built for a guy like Corey, a guy like Falk, a guy like Jimbo, even a guy like D West. This game is built for those type of guys. So in my opinion, the problem with the Jets is they're going to be really good on defense in like 2 or 3 seasons. But if Corey can manage this team, not miss drafts, don't worry about the off season, just come back in, losing players to the off seasons and free agency, things like that. If he can just manage this team, he's going to be a problem. And then Hoodie has the Dolphins. Now, this is another guy playing with his team. And it just so happened to be his team became one of the fastest teams in the NFL. One of the fastest teams on Madden. If he can master Tua, which I probably know if I know Hoodie, he's already done played with him a million times. He know what he can and can't do already. And he's going to adapt to what this game is because he's been a guy that no matter what changes about the game, this and this, he's always playing for a Super Bowl or one of the best players in the league. Now you're giving him one of the fastest teams on the league. This is going to be lights out. I think y'all going to see a lot of good shit come out of this. Because they also fast at running back as well, too. So he could do a little bit of everything. It's a hit out on. Let me see. Oh, yeah. From the Bills. He better. Yeah, I hope so. How motherfucking mad at me he was. Shit. All I know is this. This is going to be a fun fucking division. For sure. Like, this is going to be a really fun division. We had a really good AFC East last year. We got another good AFC East. This is going to be a good fucking division right here. I can't wait to see shit go down over here. Because I do think the Jets is one. Like, I'm thinking about playing with the Jets in real draft. That's how I feel about the Jets team. I think they have a really good future Madden team. So I really can't wait to see if Corey's locked in, what type of Corey we gonna get and how he gonna do it. But I do know you need managed to this team. You need to better manage and maintenance this team and keep it managed. And if he doesn't do that, then it is what it is. Then he'll win some, and you might have a good season and then a couple of bad seasons where he's not active. We don't want that. We want him locked the fuck in, new disc. Finally got the disc he was waiting for, a disc that caters to pass good the guys that see the field throwing a football. He's that guy. I like his quarterback. I like his receiving room. I like his running backs. I like their offensive line. Everything's built for Madden with this team. It's just not a right away built team. It gotta develop. And if he develop it, he's gonna have one of the better teams on the game without even making a trade by year 3. But here's what I'm going to really say right here. Because of Corey's skill set, he's going to be in a mix. But the battle is going to be here, right here. Bills, Dolphins. I think right away that's going to give us our game of the week. Here we go. These motherfuckers ready to go at it. I think it's a little extra. If Hoodie don't care or no, but it's a little extra incentive because I think Brandon really, his problem was he wanted the Dolphins. And not getting them is going to make him, when he play you, because I would be that way. If I play a guy that got the team I wanted, I'm going to whoop your ass and show you why you shouldn't have got that team. And I know Hood going to be up for the challenge, just like Brandon going to be up for the challenge. They're going to go at it. And then the whole time while y'all going at it, y'all might be kicking Black's ass for a couple first seasons, but just be careful. Trying to tell you. Why Corey is going to be in a situation where he's going to be dotting the field. Dot. Can he stop you on defense? I don't know, but I know he's going to dot the fucking field. This is going to be interesting, right? We got all young quarterbacks in this division, too. Every last one of them young quarterbacks. Tua. Can he play with the left-hander, though? That's my question. Is he going to be good playing with this left-hander? I know when I took the Dolphins in my other league in 22, I got rid of him right away. I could not play with that left-hand quarterback. This could possibly be one of our better divisions. Real talk. Oh, my God. And this is going to be... All right, so I'm going to be honest with you. It's really not a division in the AFC. I'll recap it in a second. All right. The NFC, though, boy. All right, but the AFC right now, this man, again, Brandon, you was gifted a team that's Super Bowl ready right now. Like, that shit crazy. Super Bowl ready. It's not just Super Bowl ready in real life. It's Super Bowl ready on Madden, because it's the difference, bro. And I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. I'll explain what I mean. About this, because a lot of y'all probably think when I say the Ravens are one of the greatest teams in real life, and because of Lamar, it always makes them a great team, and they do have a good secondary on defense. But like their core, when you got linebackers that's really defensive ends, you can't play this game, if you know what I'm saying, because you can't drop them guys in the coverage at all. Like they can't cover. You got guys that got 45 man and fucking 52 zone. What are you gonna do with that? Right, you got to play their style of football, and I'm gonna send them motherfuckers. We not covering no fucking body. But when you look at the Bills team, this team is Madden ready, and this team is real life ready. So man, if you're another guy that I look at like on the same way I'm saying about the Chargers, you guys should be playing each other in the AFC Championship game. And my fun division. Now, this division, Mark, C. Harold, and Mike. What we did, and thanks to you guys, I applaud all y'all guys for allowing me to do this. But what we did was we gave guys that, make our league the league. It is, honestly. These guys make the league the league. It is. These guys play all their games no matter what. It's going to be a fun, interesting situation. Who y'all got winning this division? Between Texans and Mark, the Colts and C. Harold with these Titans, and Mike with these Jaguars. Like, cause this is a division that I don't see being dominated by one person. This is a division that I will say this. When it come down to putting a team together, none of y'all fucking with Mike at all. Mike can put a team together just like I do. Like, flat out. He's that good at putting teams together. Again, he's a creator. He's not an originator. He's a creator of my league. He literally sat for hours with me, 6 hours a day, putting this type of league together. This is what I want to do. Help me bring it to life. I should go, well, you should do this, and da, 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 da. So he understands everything. He knows how to draft. He knows how to put a team together. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to, develop players. He knows how to do all that stuff. And he does a great job of it because we're not even talking about a guy that's in the playoffs consistently or even in the playoffs and yet still can build a team that looks just as good as playoff teams. And he understands how to build. He knows what he's doing. So I think he'll be an advantage over every last one of these coaches in that sense. But does that result to winning the division every year? I don't think so. I think it gives him a head start, though. But this Colts team is a fucking good team. This Titans team is well put together. The Texans, quarterback-wise, but then they got the running back. And remember that running back from Florida not only won the starting job, but he had one of the better preseasons out of rookies. All the running backs that came out outside of the one that's in Washington, who played better than him? And I don't even think the one in Washington played better than him in the preseason. So he's going to be a monster. And then this game caters to how Mark play. Mark like to be on some West Coast shit, throw the ball fast. This game caters to that. So, and then Seattle comes in with one of the better running backs, one of the better offensive lines. Matt Ryan can hold it down. Got some, solid, okay receivers. And then defensively, the coach is really good. So he's in a situation. The last time, tell me if I'm right or wrong here. The last time you played Seattle, he gave his running back 30 carries. So think about the last time you played the Bengals in real draft and how many carries did that running back get. So we know Jonathan Taylor getting the football over there a lot. So this is going to be interesting. This is an interesting division right now, man. And what I'm hoping is these guys are competitive amongst each other, and we see guys winning. Like we see guys winning their division. And I'm not saying guy, I'm saying guys. And as much as Mike is my guy, I would love to see him, dominate. But I also, I got nothing but love for Mark, Seaham. These guys support everything I do with no questions asked. I've never saw 1 ounce of hate come out of Mark's, Seaham's, Harold's, or even Mike's. And Mike's close enough to me where he can voice his opinion to me, where he's mad at me, tell me about this, I'm wrong, all type of shit. If I'm wrong or right, whatever the case may be, that's my boy. It's like my brother. But Mark, see how, no questions asked. See how I'm doing this, I need this. Boop, no problem. That type of guy, like those guys, and don't complain, man, play their game. So I just want to see them have fun. Simple as that. And again, I thank all you guys that allowed me to sacrifice this division. I know some of you guys would have loved to play with some of these teams in this division, but I appreciate that. And I promise you it will not go, unnoticed. I will show y'all, the entire league, I will show y'all that I appreciate y'all allowing me to do this with this division because it's needed. It's needed. It was needed, so I appreciate it. And then the North, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is one of the better divisions. And here's why I'm going to say that. Because of the teams, right? Like, look, Harold Burgers took the Browns, right? But the Browns have so many good Madden players, so many good players in real life. This is a good football team, period. And to be honest with you, Nick Chubb is an animal in this game. And their backup running back's an animal in this game. Deshaun Watson is Deshaun Watson. Harold Burgers, all he got to do is not fuck it up. And he's going to be competitive right away. He's gonna surprise us. He's gonna be competitive right away because of that team. But then you gave McCoy, Burrow, 3 really good receivers, a solid defense, and a great running back in the backfield with the Bengals. That's gonna be a fucking problem. And look, Antonio might have been the smartest coach on the game. Simple as that, because if you guys think the Steelers is not one of the better sleeping Madden teams right now, then lost their fucking marbles. Because they got everything they need over there right now. This team going to be a problem as well, too. It's all about what he does with Kenny Pickett. How does he develop Kenny Pickett? And then he had a great preseason, so he's already going to bump from that. And then his combine numbers will be added. So he's going to have a day one quarterback that he can, that he can see as his franchise right away. That big ass running back in the backfield don't go down right away at all, man. And then you got Pickens on the outside. Then you got the little fast nigga Calvin Austin who flying. They got some weapons over there, and defensively they great too. Bro, they got to. I mean, I would think their secondary got to get better a little bit. Like they need corners over there. That's what I would say they need. They need corners. But their linebacker. I mean, they got one of the faster linebackers in Bush. I mean, come on, TJ Watt is a fucking man child over there. They're gonna better get to the quarterback. They're gonna better play good D. Can he reinvent that steel curtain over there? Because if he could do that, it's gonna be a situation. And then, it's going to be a situation. Simple as that, right? And then he has some rookies that, stepped in the preseason. So they're going to be, they're not going to be what Madden made them look like. I'll tell you that. So he's going to be in a good situation. Like, I think we're going to be very competitive in this division over here, like, for sure. And then me with the Ravens, right? Sitting over here. My boy Mar in the building again. Man, my thing is, can I make Rashad Bateman the number one? Like starting off, really, to be honest with you, starting off, the one positive is Isaiah Likely won't look like Isaiah Likely that the game made. I think we got 3 really good tight ends. Kolar didn't play in the preseason, so he won't get a bump that way at all. But Likely was like Darren Waller, just not with 90-something speed. He also not 83 speed at all, too. I think you guys are not going to realize, I mean, you know how I make real draft. I'm not, don't think about real draft season 6 or 7. Or don't look at real draft that we kept Game of Thrones and went right into real draft, so I had to make the players better. If you was around when we started Game of Thrones last 21 disc and then restarted real draft, think about what those players look like coming out, those rookies. Then think about once the patch happened, and pray to God it happens tomorrow, when I shut the league down, like I'm going to invite the users all to your teams, but then I'm going to shut the league down for a day or two to really build the young players the way they're supposed to look. Then think about your players, right? And your young guys you look and combine numbers and things like that. It's right back to research again, right? And just know all the work I've put in. I got all this shit paper written down. We know what we grade do with the players. We know who did what. And then you think about it like, all right, if you're still watching the show right now, give me outside of Isaiah Likely, any rookie from any team that y'all thought had a great preseason, that was undeniable. Like this guy was a dog all preseason. Somebody give me a guy. Give me a name. I'm waiting. I need a name. Give me a guy who's shitty in the preseason. Dameon Pierce. Yep. Right. So you gotta think about what he did in the preseason. He pretty much earned the starting job. So once the updated rosters, let's see what happens, right? But then you still got me coming through. Like we're not going to disrespect these guys because they're unknown, like, or you don't really know who they are. And Madden does the way they do it for a reason. I get it, but like we're not Madden. We are our own league. This is my league, so we're gonna do it the way Cook too. Like, yep, yes sir. Like guys like that will come in and like now you're gonna get real combine numbers on them, right? But then those guys, and I'm not saying like, all right, Isaiah Likely, or no, let me say like Kolar, my third tight end. He might improve in some of his combine numbers, right? But that don't mean his overall gonna jump up to from a 60 to a 80. And I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we're gonna make these guys, yes sir, second year guy. Yeah, but he's second year guy. You get what I'm saying? Like he's good. He's still good too. He's somebody that's gonna be dealt with. We're gonna look at him and make him how he's supposed to be. So, and the research is already done. You know what I'm saying? Like I already done it all. I've done all this shit. I ain't been spending this time off doing absolutely nothing. One thing about me is I'm not gonna have y'all playing in the league that you're not gonna have fun in at all, bro. I do the work. So when I ask for that little punk ass $20 to play in my league, just know I'm doing the work. Draft classes, I got about 3 of them things done. So we got work. I've been working. I've been putting in work. All we do, the guys that's in my rules committee, all we do is talk and chat about how to improve things, how to make things better. And just remember, fellas, this is not year 6 or 4 or 5, or we kept Game of Thrones and it turned it into real draft. So those drafted guys had to come out high overalls because your team was already 99 out already. So by the time we got the real draft, I had to make guys come out 90s and 95s to even be good. Yes, sir, Turpin, yep. With all that speed. So my thing is now you're dealing with a fresh league, fresh start. So I understand things. I've seen where, I've seen where I can get better at doing certain things. I try to improve everything. But our league is going to be official when I'm done with it. When I shut it down to do the editing, is going to be crazy. But like, you had guys like like Turpin. Like, come on, bro. Like how? All right, just put it this way. All right, how is Kalon Barnes a 98 speed, but Tyquan Thornton is a 95? Think about that. Make it make sense. The fastest 40 time in the draft is slower than a guy that was super fast in the 40 time, because them Beller boys all was flying. But the fastest 40 time in the draft came from who? The Patriots was here, right? Tyquan Thornton. Then why is he not the fastest rookie on the game? Why is he slower than 5 to 6 rookies right now? You get what I'm saying? Like, those things will be fixed. We're going to take care of all that shit. Those things are going to be fixed. Let me be honest with you. The Ravens fucking draft class alone has got me excited. Because there really wasn't too many players that they drafted that just wasn't like, that ain't. And they already came, a lot of them already came with the speed and everything they had. But like, I'm about to have fun. The problem is we just got to get better at the receiver position, to be honest with you. And then I need guys that can do a little bit of both. I need real linebackers on this team, not guys that are pass rushers. I'm gonna make it work year 1, year 2. I'm gonna make it work until I get it fixed. But we need some help. My secondary pretty solid too. I like my secondary. I'm gonna hold you. I will say this though. As OP as Lamar could be, he's not as OP as he would have been if y'all had to play me with Lamar in a PlayStation 5 on 22. You would have had to quit, because all I had to do is roll out with turbo. And got his escape artist would have just let me run around everybody, right? Not this. So like, as good as he is, as fast as he is, it's still not going to be a super advantage, because I can't just drop back, see a lane, take off without God. I'm telling you, I've been playing the shit out of this game, and I haven't really rolled out the pocket at all. I played 3 seasons already. I might have rolled out of the pocket 5 times. I might have had about 10 clean runs up the hole, up the A gap or up the B gap without getting touched. I played the whole first season with X Factor as my with Escape Artist as my X Factor, and I only activated it 1 time. With that being said, I still got the best weapon in the league. Simple as that. This is gonna be a fun division, man. I think this is a good division. I really do. I really think it's a good division, and I like the teams in this division and what they're gonna better put on the field. But again, I look at the same thing. Year 1 with the Ravens, I gotta play Raven football, right? And then you got the Browns. Run the ball, try to play action a little bit, run the fucking football. Bengals, listen, man, you got Joe Burrow and you got 3 receivers that can go start anywhere in the NFL. Like, you got 3 number 1s at receiver on your team right now, man. Go be special with Joe Mixon in the backfield on Superstar, right? Go be special. And then these Steelers, Kenny Pickett. I like Kenny Pickett right now as the starter, and I'm quite sure Antonio will too. right? But then you got the big kid, Najee Harris, in the backfield. And great receivers. You got receivers, good Madden receivers are all across the board. I mean, let's not act like that receiving core ain't loaded, bro. Like, I mean, again, you gotta they could be Blitzburg Steelers again. Like this team ready to go. This is gonna be a fun division, in my opinion. I really like the divisions. I really do. I really like the divisions. I'm like stuck in between. So like when I come back on the next show, I want to talk about the rules. I want to talk about practice squad still and the things we're gonna be doing. I want to talk about what's changing rules wise. Not too much is changing, but we are at 48 hours now, so we're not going to be as fast. So some of those league rules will change in that sense. And again, I need y'all to both. If you're in Game of Thrones, you have to be on the Discord as well as the Goofy chat. Yes, sir. Pickens the dog. Hell yeah. Mm-mm-mm. How many guys that's watching that's in Game of Thrones or Madden franchise junkies have been playing with their team, whether you playing online, playing a dummy league, playing your own franchise, whatever the case, have been playing with their team and getting familiar with their team. So when you hear me saying training camp, how many of you guys really going through training camp getting ready for Game of Thrones 4? I mean, obviously I am. I want to know how many other guys are. I'm not talking about the guys that's playing in other leagues and playing with other teams. I'm talking about playing with your team for Game of Thrones. Like, if you are a guy that's really training camping right now, I know you ready to go. Simple as that. Like, because that's love. That's love. That's like, yo, I'm preparing. I might be in 3 leagues right now, but I'm preparing for the ultimate league in my sense. So I think that's a compliment right now. So I'm taking it as that. So if you're a guy that's playing with your team, getting prepared to play in our league, then I appreciate y'all, man. 'Cause that just tells me how much y'all care about the league. Simple as that. But I'm putting in work right now. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm putting in fucking work right now, bro. I ain't never had as much free time to myself to put it together, bro. I done reinvented myself. Let's go. The problem is I only play the computer, so I don't know how good I am really against users. Oh shit. All right, so that's our divisions, fellas. Man, listen, bro. Listen, this thing about to get real. All right, so hopefully we wake up tomorrow, man, and y'all got an update. So this is what I would tell y'all. Put y'all PlayStation 5s on sleep mode right now. If you're not if once you get off the game, put it on sleep mode.
Friday face with peeking eye.
Put it on sleep mode. If it don't, I mean, he's saying Friday. Friday. Saturday, what you saying? Friday, Saturday? What's that mean? What time we starting the league? If the game patch tomorrow, yes, by Saturday we should be up and running. Invites will go out immediately. The moment I see the update, invites is going out. Don't forget Discord, fellas. Discord. If you don't know how to get in there, holla at Mike to get in there. But man, look, all I know is it's time to rock, man. It's time to get it on right now, man. It's time to lock in. Time to race for that throne, man. Simple as that. Anthits, the franchise guru. I'm out of here. I'm about to be broadcasting, but I'm about to be broadcasting in my dummy league, playing games and doing showing certain shit. If you're paying attention, you're smart. If you're not, oh well. Other than that, holla at you. You heard?